And hello, everybody. It is October the 29th, and we are live. And when I mean live, I mean really live, because we are live from Worldwide ERC. We have got our roving mic out there, and we're going to go into the conference hall. We're going to meet some people. We are going to have a fun time today. So if you've been to ERC and you want to get the vibe, well, you'll know what it's like. If you've never been to ERC, we will show you the vibe. It is great. But everybody out there in our LinkedIn world, please join in the conversation. Tell us where you are, if you've got any questions about ERC, about the event, or anything that we're going through today, then do let us know. We've also got a really important immigration update and indeed an equally important tax update. So we've got a lot to get through today. We are live on LinkedIn, we are live on YouTube, and we are also available on Spotify if you want to hear us as a podcast. And not only are we live, but also we have codes for you. You may want your codes. Talking of ERC, you may want your GMS and your CRP codes. They are there. Or you might want codes from HRC or SHRM, and those codes are there too. So that's really good news. You can get your CPE codes. So this week is all about Worldwide ERC, which is going to be so much fun. We are live from Worldwide ERC. Next week, we've got another great show lined up for you. Next week, we're going to go beyond the hype. We're going to be talking about a playbook, a chief people officer. So we're going right to the top, a CPO, chief people officer's playbook for culture, AI, and global talent. I'm so excited. We've got the chief people officer of Burson, possibly, or not possibly, the largest PR organization in the world. So that's going to be a fascinating show for next week. So, well, at this point of the show, we normally have some breaking news, but we'll park that. We'll come on with the breaking news in a minute. But why don't we go direct to ERC? How about that? Do you want to go to ERC? Why not? Let's just see what we can do there. So we're going live to ERC now. So here's our camera. So we've got Laurie behind the camera. So Laurie, that's what we're seeing.
All right. We are in the exhibit hall, and there's a talk happening right now. I think this was the keynote from this morning. I'm excited to hear what people say about it. Earlier this morning, we had our Benivo Tech Connect breakfast, which was fantastic. But take a look at how awesome this looks. They did a fabulous job with the stage. They've got a panel discussion happening right now. So that's kind of a look at the setup. Then they have vendors set up all back here. And they had bean bags and special putting contests. So it's quite lively, but a lot of people right now, again, are in here listening to the talk.
Hey, Laurie, can you turn the camera for a minute just so we can see your face and say hi to you behind there? Hi. Hey, Laurie. So tell us a bit, how are you enjoying today?
I have to say, today has exceeded expectations, and it is really my first full day ever at ERC. And just people got up early, seeing their faces at our breakfast and their reactions. It completely was a fantastic way to start the day.
This is so, well, as Bindu says, this is so exciting. Laurie, we're going to get you back in a bit after we've done our immigration and tax updates and get a real discussion. Hopefully you can get some of the other guests who are there at ERC to join us as we go live. But we just want to give people an immediate taste of it. But we are, as I said, live.
Back to that.
What we're going to do now is we're going to move on, and we're going to show you what has been going on in the wonderful world of global mobility in the last 7 days. So here's our breaking news, everybody. So there we have it. Congratulations to everyone who's been promoted, to everyone who's got a new job. And indeed, if you're looking for a job, there are a few good jobs out there at the moment. And if you've got a job you want to publicize that you're looking to fill, again, let us know. And indeed, if you've got a bit of good news about a promotion or about anything else, a new job, let us know. And I should have said, actually, happy Halloween as well. We've got that as well. It's such a busy old time of year, conference season and Halloween. What could possibly go wrong? So we're now going to talk about immigration, and I'm really excited that as ever we have Julia Onslow-Cole, and she's going to be talking about such an important subject. So you know how it works. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button, and let's welcome to our stage Julia Onslow-Cole. Hey, Julia, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Good. And I said it's an important update you've got, and I know you're focused on the US, but tell us a bit about it. And it is important, yeah.
Yes. So as everyone knows, there's a lot of changes going on in US immigration. So it is really affecting nearly all of our viewers. And I want to say a huge thank you to Eddie Raleigh, who's my partner based in Washington, who's been at the forefront of these changes. And when I was talking to Eddie this week, he was saying that lots of clients are concerned about labour shortages, and they're just sort of waking up to the fact that low-skilled labour shortages are also very much impacting their businesses. Okay. In the past, people hadn't really thought about this, but for example, there's a lot of initiatives and drive from the US government to get companies to set up manufacturing hubs in the US, and you need lower skilled workers for these types of projects. And so it is impacting the same companies that might be thinking of more senior talent, sending them overseas, but they're facing this problem. And when the US passed its legislation to protect workers, it was less about college graduates, but more about protecting construction workers. And so that has taken an impetus and it's tighter, and the rules are harder. And in addition, the compliance is much stricter. So you're in this very difficult situation in a company where compliance is very strict, and at the same time, you need these people, but it's going to cost you quite a lot of money. And what was interesting in all the talks about the shutdowns of the government and all the talks about the budget, in the Wage and Hours Division of the US Labor Department, what was really important to note is that they suspended all work except in relation to immigration. And that meant that Project Firewall, which is, reviewing employers' H-1B usage, etc., continued without interruption. And that decision must have been taken at a very senior level. So that's quite interesting. So we do have some further clarity on the H-1B situation. And you will recall that there was this big announcement, and it seemed initially it was an entry restriction. So an entry, the H-1B fee of $100,000 was going to apply to people who were outside the US and had not come in. Howard Lutnick then made some comments which seemed it was going to be more like a sort of annual tax. But we had some guidance on the 20th of October, which said it was there for new petitions, not existing ones, so that's very helpful, or people not in the US in a valid visa status. And the third category, which is the one that's causing a lot of confusion and discussion, is if it's a new visa filing for someone who was previously in the US on another visa type, but they can't submit a change of status application. Now, this is really hard to understand, but I'm going to really try and make this very simple for you, because this is causing a lot of stress, and it's a very complicated, but I think I can explain it quite clearly. So in effect, there are two ways to change a person's status in the US. The first way is that you ask USCIS, can you just change their status? And that's called a change of status. The second way is that the employer asks for a change of status, but says that the person will have to pick it up from overseas. And that's called consular notification. And basically,
we've got change of status and consular notification.
Exactly.
Yep.
And if it's consular notification, you have to pay the 100,000 fee. If it's change of status, you don't. Now, the reason that this isn't, I'm going to give you some examples why this might not be so easy to understand. So you've got a student legally in the US, and the employer files a petition, and you get your petition granted, and you ask the USCIS, here's a student, I've got the H-1B, do a change of status, no fee applies. But then the USCIS dig into his background and find there's something in the background, some rally he attended, was a student or something, which triggers a consular notification process. And the key thing to remember is that even if everything seems normal, the USCIS have discretion to say, no, it's a consular notification, and that will trigger the fee. So in essence, what I'm trying to explain is that now an individual's behavior and their history really matters, because it can be the whole difference between having to pay the fee and not pay the fee.
And I'm guessing that also means the difference between them actually getting a job and not getting a job, because presumably the employer won't hurry to pay a $100,000 fee.
Some employers won't. Exactly. So exactly that. So it's basically, you know, the advice is that one size doesn't fit all. You can't just make up the rules and say if it's student to H-1B that you're going to be fine. And employers have to do this added assessment, you know, looking at the H-1B talent. Is it really crucial? You know, are there any issues which might trigger this consular notification? And, you know, what will they do, and will they pick up the fee? So in summary, Brian, I hope I've explained that clearly, but it is incredibly complex. And, you know, even though you might understand consular, a change of status and consular notification, you know, this added element, looking at an potential employee's background, is important. And you have to remember that however much due diligence you do, it's always within USCIS to force the person to go to consular notification. That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Julia. That's an amazing update. We're going to stick with North America now, because we're going to move from immigration in the US to tax in Mexico. And I'm super excited that backstage we have our regular guest, Julie Barron, together with her colleague, Tom Richards from Vialto Partners. So everybody, as we say thank you to Julia and welcome to Julie and Tom, you know how it works. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, and hit that applause button. Hey, Julie. Hi, Tom. So hello, good to Brian. See you both. So, Julia, tell us a bit about where in the world you're going.
Oh, well, today we have my old colleague, Tom. And Tom, I'm going to tell them, I think we've known each other about 30 years, maybe. It's been a very long time since Tom and I, we sat together in Plumtree Court in London. Anyway, so many years ago, but now Tom is in Mexico. So Tom is going to talk to us about some developments in tax in Mexico.
So Tom, tell us all about Mexico.
Great. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Brian. So there are two things I'd like to touch on, which are relevant to companies with mobile employees in Mexico. The first one is around taxation of foreign exchange gains. This is not a new provision, but it's become more relevant in the last year for reasons I'll explain. And then the second one is around an interesting proposal in the finance bill, which is currently going through Congress in Mexico for a repatriation of capital or a tax amnesty next year, which could be relevant to companies with mobile employees as well. So if we start off with the taxation of exchange gains, it's sometimes thought that there's a tax on foreign assets in Mexico for Mexico tax residents. It's not really a tax on foreign assets, it's a tax on unrealized exchange gains. So if you have a certain amount of money on deposit outside Mexico and that currency appreciates against the peso, the Mexico authorities consider that to be taxable income, and they want to tax that together with any interest paid on that account. There are different methods available to do the calculation, but the most common one for mobile employees is a safe harbor method, which is known as the factor. So the way that works is you take the balance on your account on the 1st of January, deposits, bonds would also come into this, and you apply the factor which the tax authorities publish to that balance on the account to generate a deemed amount of income. And that's an estimate of exchange gain and an estimate of interest based on average interest rates. So if you had $1,000 on deposit on the 1st of January, if the factor is 0.05, then that's $50 of income, which is declared on the tax return, and it's subject to Mexico tax rates, progressive rates up to a maximum of 35% for residents. And that's irrespective of the amount of interest which is actually paid on that account. It's very controversial. Most mobile employees don't view that their wealth was actually increased because the peso is depreciating against the currencies where they hold their assets. And also the number on the tax return doesn't bear any relationship to the actual interest paid on the account. So it's really difficult to explain to employees and really hard for companies to manage. So why is this particularly an issue now? These rules have been in place for a longer time, but for recent years, the factor has been either very low or zero. So 2021 to 2023, we had a factor of 0. That meant that if you had interest on foreign accounts and you're a Mexico tax resident, you didn't pay any tax at all on that interest. So it was a good answer. In 2024, we had a factor which was 0.1367. So that meant $1,000 suddenly generated $136.70 of deemed income. So you can see how that could potentially be a huge issue for mobile employees and therefore a huge issue for companies as well. So what are the key things to take into consideration for key things for companies? I think the first thing is ensure that assignees have access to advice early. So preferably how these rules work, how they can potentially affect them, ideally before they take the decision to take an assignment to Mexico. And the second thing is consider whether or not you should make some exceptions to provide some protection around exchange rate gains, even when normally your normal rule is personal income. And actually, many of our clients and many companies in the market do make an exception for this exchange rate gain, particularly because it's viewed as an unfair tax. Okay. So hot issue at the moment because of the way the exchange rate behaved recently, important for companies.
Got it. Okay, thank you, Tom. That's really, really
important. And then the second point I wanted to.
Yeah. We've got about a minute, Tom.
Go on, Brian. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay, a bit of a lag there.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a delay on the line here, Tom.
Yeah, sure. So the second point I'll mention very quickly.
No, I think we're losing.
Yeah. So the second point I'll mention very quickly, Brian, is the. Can you hear me?
No, I think. Sorry, Tom. We're going to have to move on.
Sure. Can you hear me, Brian?
So thank you so much for that, Tom. But I'm afraid the sound hasn't worked for us just there. We're going to move on now, and we're going to be talking about our top 100 AI champions, and we've got backstage tally. And then after that, we're going to go back live to ERC, which is so exciting. So thank you, Julie, and thank you so much, Tom. Let's move on now and talk about AI and the top 100 AI champions. hi. You're mute, Tally.
Sorry.
Oh, schoolgirl error.
This is gonna be crazy. I'm waiting to see how you're gonna hold this thing with Lori. It's gonna be a challenge.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to
challenges. Okay, people, you have to support us. It's the first time that we're doing something crazy like that, but we want to bring WERC to you. So yes, Lori's coming right after me. But in the meantime, yes, please, people, we're going to close nominations in 1 week from now. So only 1 week to go.
7 days, just 7 days.
Just 7 days. We already have so many nominations. So it's going to be a hard competition. But what makes it easier is that we've asked all our nominees to send us a prompt, an AI prompt. And we got some amazing stuff. And we're going to share all of them in the show of the big reveal, and also in the show after that, and in other communications, so that we can help all of global mobility find the best prompts in AI. But 1 week to go.
Yeah, I know. And there are so many prompts. I learned one from you just earlier today. I was trying to do something with Gemini to change the background of a photo, and it hadn't turned. When I did it, it was a slightly different person there. It wasn't quite the same. And you said to me, put in your prompt, keep the face the same. And
that's true.
That's, I don't know why you have to ask them these questions sometimes, but that's such a simple prompt. And my God, that makes a difference. So we all learned for each other in this wonderful world of AIs. There's so much going on.
So keep nominating all those champions, all those people that you ask for help when you don't know how to do something with AI. So nominate these people, ask them to we will ask them to send us a prompt. And we're going to meet all these wonderful top 100 global mobility AI champions in probably just a month from now. Yeah, it's going to be in December. So but keep on nominating.
So exciting. Okay, so we're going to go live now.
Are you ready? It's going to be insane.
We're going to go live to ERC. I'm so excited. So everybody, how much. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button. Hopefully it will go right.
Lori, get ready.
Stay with us, everybody. We are going live now to ERC.
Now here we are, ready for a big crowd, ready to share lots of insights.
Hey, so we are live from ERC. I'm so excited. Oh, this is crazy. So who have we got here? Let's do the introductions.
Hey, Brian, how are you? Hey, Tally, and
everyone
out there. I know, we're like, going here by the seat of our pants, but here we are at WERC, they're global in Salt Lake City, and I have the amazing Carolyn Volosik. Hi, everyone. Carolyn Volosik. Hello, how are you?
Oh, it's great to see you.
Good.
You've been
excited to be
before, but it's here you are live.
Yeah, lots going on.
So tell us, first question first, what's the vibe like?
What's the vibe like?
What's the vibe? Salt Lake City in general, it's very laid back. Like, I like it. And I know there were a lot of people going into it had questioned, am I even going to be able to party in Salt Lake City, right? The parties at work, you hear about those. And if last night was any indication, right?
Yeah, last night was good.
I don't think anyone's going to have any issues trying to find opportunities to kind of let back and let loose after the conference. But it's great. It's very laid back here. But I will say, there's a lot going on. I think there's a lot of really cool educational sessions that will be over the next couple days that I'm really looking forward to.
How was the Benivo session this morning?
Oh, the Benivo session was great. Yeah, we had a nice Benivo breakfast session this morning, going over all of the updates to the platform, including the AI enhancements and that virtual relocation coordinator. It was really cool.
Yeah,
we've had it great. Good.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. And then we wanted to share with you too, with everyone out there. So we're by Carolyn's favorite place right now at the conference. The Positivity Lounge.
Oh my God, what do you do there? You get a dog, do you?
They bring in puppies
Oh,
from the shelter for everybody to love on and chill out with. Tell them about it.
Yeah, it is like the highlight of my WERC conference. They had it last year. They bring in shelter puppies. I don't think you can take any home, although I did send home last year several photos to my husband saying, look what's coming home in my luggage. But you just get to go in and just hang out with the dogs and play with them and hold them and love on them. And it's a great way to end a long day of educational sessions.
Oh,
You
that's
said there's usually a line. There is usually a line. It is like snaked out. It is like snaked out the exhibit hall. So you got to get here like right away when it opens and right away when they start bringing in the puppies. Because if it's like last year, they don't bring them in right away. So you got to watch and get your spot in line.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's lovely. So tell us, I mean, you mentioned that last night. I mean, ERC is famous for its before and after parties. So what's the part? Let's get on to the important stuff. Yeah, never mind the educational content. Come on. What's the party scene like?
There's a party for every taste, right? I know. there's a lot going. I know there's like 2 or 3 going on tonight. I know there are some people that are having like basketball games I've seen. Right, there's always the rocket party that everyone talks about.
Shout out to Rocket Mortgage, great friends of the show, and they always help us with the codes for HRCI and SHRM. So,
yep, yeah. And I hear there's going to be a lot of glitter and rhinestones at that party.
It's
I know
cowboy time.
Yeah. So there's definitely lots going on. I think we'll see lots of glitter and cowboy hats later tonight.
Cool. And I gather there was glass blowing yesterday, Meredith.
I heard, yeah.
Oh yeah. We went to Stuart Title invited us to an amazing glass blowing event. It was so cool. There were so many people there. I've never seen that before, and I can tell you, watching people actually do that, I was kind of shocked. Like I didn't know that's how they did it, but it was phenomenal. And there's so many great events and so many wonderful people here and professionals in the industry. It's just incredible.
You know what? Why don't we just show a little bit of the glass blowing?
Hey, Lori, Meredith Morris here with Benivo. Check it out. Look where we are. We're at the Red Flower Studios. Come on in here, Sorrel. This is my friend Sorrel. Hi. She's with Stuart Title. She invited us to this incredible event. We're about to go in. We're going to do some glass blowing. Yeah. We are at WERC, and here we go. Let's cruise on in. Come on, let's find this. What a great experience. I know. Wow, check this out. Say hi, Don.
Hey. What's up?
Hi, hello. How is everybody? This is a spectacular event. One of the most creative things I've seen at a conference ever.
I love it. Most creative. Randy, you want to say hi?
Yes, no, it's a lot of fun. It's creative. It's interactive. Take something home. It's a lot of fun.
Go, Scott. Wait, so is this glass blowing because you're going to blow into that? Is that how this works?
You got it.
Oh my gosh, we're watching this live.
A little harder. And stop.
I did. All on my own. I'm an artiste.
So it's super exciting to be able to create your own piece and then bring it back home and then enjoy it.
Just turning the pipe. Yeah, stay level. There you go.
So there we have it.
It was incredible. Yes.
Tell me, Meredith, Carolyn, how many ERCs have you been to? Are you seasoned, or are you first timers?
I've lost count. I have no clue, honestly, how many I've been to. So I know I've been at least for the last 3 years. So it's fabulous.
I'm a little more of a veteran. I'm probably on 15 plus years coming to this event. So yeah, I've been everywhere. So it's amazing. It's great to see how it's changed and the excitement of what's going on. Yeah. And
what tips would you give to people coming to ERC for the first time? I mean, is it coffee, comfy shoes?
Yeah,
in fact, more people coming.
Let's do introductions. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Okay, bye. Who have we got?
All right, here we go. We're gonna let Farah answer that. Go ahead,
Hi.
Farah.
Hello. So this is my first time at work event, and it has been absolutely fantastic. I have already learned so much on tax and immigration. Everyone here has been absolutely accommodating with all the questions we have. The facility set up, it has been astonishing to see how this convention center has been transformed. There's so many vendors here who are just willing to share their knowledge, their expertise with us. So first time attendee, I feel so proud to be a part of work.
Tell them who you are and who you're with.
So my name is Farah Sahajed. I am with American Bureau of Shipping in Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
Cool.
another Houstonian.
So, Meredith,
Yes.
what tips would you give then to a first timer? You know, apart from the obvious of comfy shoes.
Comfy yes, comfy shoes. Oh yeah, comfy shoes. I would say definitely, map out your sessions. And for what would you say for a first timer?
So I absolutely agree with Meredith. Absolutely mapping out my sessions. Have a buddy as well. I've learned having a buddy within on the vendor side, but also on the corporate side makes a world of difference. And just kind of pair up, explore, tag team on the sessions as well, so that when you regroup later, you just share the learning and share the experience.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and Meredith, who else have we got here?
Oh, thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Farah.
You're up.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna, for the first couple seconds, I'm gonna work and talk at the same time. Sorry.
Look,
Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. You know what?
Well done.
Hey, you got that message out. This is a true professional. I love to see you multitasking.
When your boss sends you a message, hey, I need you real quick, or our boss is calling, I have to send an email. I'm gonna do it and talk to you. I have to accommodate all the important people. So I have to, so my boss, Meredith and Benivo, I'll accommodate everything.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So again, Francisco Solis, I'm Senior Manager of Global Immigration for CBRE. If you don't know who CBRE is, it's a commercial real estate. We're either number 1 or number 2 in the world. I have 160,000 employees globally, and we are very busy. And I have been managing immigration for 18 years.
Wow. And what are you most hoping to get out of ERC this week?
Well, I mean, there's a lot, right? So I think most programs are trying to see where can we innovate. Well, what are our peers doing as well? And I think peer benchmarking is critical for us. Taking a look at what technologies are out there, critical for us. We don't want to become stale, right? We don't want to be comfortable. We want to be uncomfortable from the technology perspective, not uncomfortable from the political perspective, but we want to be comfortable and uncomfortable and continue to grow and just continue to be hungry. Okay,
and obviously I've got to ask you this question. Were you at the Benivo session earlier today, or?
Unfortunately, I was not. I had a session that I needed to attend to, but it's
don't you worry. I'm sure someone will tell you all about it.
Look,
we won't miss the opportunity, I assure you. But so tell us. So anyway, what would you say is the biggest change you've been seeing in global mobility over the past year?
You know what? It might not be a huge change, right? So I think we were always focused on employee experience for many years, and then it changed to, okay, let's focus on being agile. And I think we're going back into employee experience, right? Okay. With everything going up in the geopolitical environment, everything going on with the cost of supporting immigration, the time that it takes to get through immigration, and the experience that people are having when they're moving around the world. I think organizations are moving back to, okay, let's go back to putting employee top of mind, and what can we do to help that experience?
Okay, cool. And I mean, obviously you're live on air now, so I'm not going to ask you to say anything that's confidential, but tell us whatever you can about mobility at CBRE.
Mobility at CBRE we are in a growth stage at the moment. We have new leadership under the mobility. So I have been there for 2 years, and my manager has been there for 3 years. So we are bringing everything that we have learned in our 30-something years combined experience to CBRE, and we're implementing new policies. We're changing the culture. We're very much analytics driven, and we're trying to educate the business through analytics and showcase, okay, here's the ROI to support this, but beyond that, here's what we should be focusing on for talent strategy perspective, right? So I think there's always a story to tell with immigration and mobility, and we're in the storytelling phase and advertising among our peers in Tiberi, our colleagues at Tiberi.
Okay, that's fascinating. So you're in the storytelling phase. That's an interesting way of putting it. I love that. So Meredith, have we got other people there we want to bring on? This is Francisco from.
We do. Hang on. Well, let's ask Francisco one more thing, and then we'll
Oh.
bring up Miriam. All right. So,
Hey.
what are your hot plans tonight, Francisco?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hot plans is, if I want hot plans, I'm gonna follow Meredith anywhere she goes.
Hey.
She's gonna lead the way. No, you know what? It's my approach to these types of events is I try to visit any supplier that invites me, even if it is 15, 20 minutes. I know suppliers and partners have invested a lot of money into this event, and I try to at the very least show up, say hi to, shake the hands that I'm supposed to shake hands with, and then move on to the next one. Obviously, there's a dinner with our current suppliers that we'll have, but everything else is we play by ear. We try to support everybody, and that's sort of where we are.
You know what, Francisco, that is so refreshing, because I know there was a time when corporates, or so the rumor has, used to cover their badges and things so that the suppliers couldn't see who they were. And that, basically the reason these events are happening is because of the suppliers. And I think,
100%.
Thanking the suppliers and the way you're doing it, I think kudos to you. I really, really do.
Well, perfect. Thank you for having me here. Now, you guys have saved the best for last. So, Mary from Tenaris is going to come and just on the
Hey, who we got?
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right,
you so
Miriam,
much.
look at this. All right, Miriam, tell them who you are, who you're with, what you do.
I am Miriam Shinazi with Tenaris. I'm the HR manager, and I manage our immigration program.
Cool. And whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in Houston, Texas.
Okay. So how long is that? How long was the journey from Houston to Salt Lake?
It was good. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bumpy at the end for about 20, 30 minutes. A little scary, but, a little turbulence to shake you up for the night, I guess.
But you're enjoying it, and you're enjoying the vibe out at ERC.
Yes, absolutely. It's beautiful here. Salt Lake City is absolutely beautiful. It's good to be with all your colleagues, friends, and also meeting new people. So I'm enjoying every moment of it. I am a little tired though, and it's only Wednesday.
Yes, it's early in the it's early in the day.
Excuse me?
So it's early in the day. Have you been to any sessions yet, or is it?
Well, we just had the opening session, so not yet. So I think everything's going to kick off in the afternoon. I think at 1 p.m. is when we have the first real session. I think it's about immigration. So yes, after lunch, we will be going straight into those sessions.
And what are you hoping to get out of your time at ERC?
I am trying to maybe like a little benchmarking of just asking fellow people how they're managing just the current climate with immigration. What are they doing with their program? What have they done as far as like communicating things with, business leaders, and how are they managing, or how are they staying sane more than anything through these changes every single day? So yeah, that's
so you're on the obviously on the immigration side, and we had some huge announcements just a couple of weeks ago. We had all the H-1B. Is it coming in? Does it affect existing people, or is it just new people, etc.? How was that week? It came on, I think, at a weekend, didn't it? And everybody was going crazy Friday and over the weekend. How was that for you? Was that a big issue in your company?
Thursday before this happened, we were finishing our conference, the Texas SHRM Global Business Conference. So it was an amazing day. And then Friday, we were driving back, and I got a text message from my immigration provider of what was going on. And I will tell you that my entire heart just kind of dropped, because $100,000 is a lot. I know there's a lot of companies that are willing to pay that, but not many companies are. And H-1B for me is a strategic visa to use, because one, it's a lottery, and you don't get selected automatically. And I have a lot of employees that we do green card process for on different types of visas that don't have that straightforward path for a green card. So the H-1B was literally for our company a strategic tool to use for those individuals in a green card process. And having that happen just put our company in just a complete chaos. And so stayed up late at Friday night, sent a communication Saturday, and I had to send another communication later on that day because there was another change that happened to what they were saying. So it's just very chaotic and very like whiplash. Like it's like an immigration whiplash. Like something happens and you're just immediately having to jerk yourself to like make a response and show up for your business.
Cool. Okay. So, I mean, it is, yeah, I mean, it was such a shock to the system for anybody involved with US immigration. I mean, and these things always, when they happen, they always seem to happen at a bad time. You know, you've got dinner engagements or this or that or busy weekends or whatever, and then all of a sudden everything goes crazy. And that's one of the times when we as a profession have to be able to know not just what is the rule, but what everybody else is doing. Were you reaching out to colleagues in other companies to find out what they were doing? I know all our change makers.
Yes, absolutely. I'm in a group chat with a few of my friends that we all are in the same industry, and we were all just letting each other know what we were doing and bouncing ideas back off of each other, because honestly, I feel like that's the only way that we're able to be successful in our roles. It's our community and who we can lean on and who we can ask questions and how we can make ourselves better every time.
Cool. And if you had to predict one hot topic that is going to dominate the conversations this week, other than H1B, what would it be?
I feel like immigration is just going to be a hot topic. I know that tax right now is a big topic as well. So I think that's going to be really the main things: immigration or something related to tax, global tax.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you so much, and
Thank
do
you.
Enjoy the.
Brian, can we get everyone together?
Yeah.
To say.
Yeah, let's do that.
Come on, everybody.
Almost.
Here we go.
Yeah, get the team. So, okay, guys. So whilst I've got you all, let's do a group conversation.
Can you see it this way?
We can see. Oh, I think we can see you two, Laurie, just about. It was a bit, yeah. So, what's the best thing for all of you about bringing the whole global mobility community together in person? You know, we do so much stuff remote, and obviously I'm doing this, you know, remotely. But what's the best thing about in-person events?
You want to answer?
No, you go ahead.
I'm going to say it's the connections, and I would say the learning from others. That's the biggest, and meeting so many high-level professionals that are each unique to their programs and that they're sharing information. Who would like to go next?
I was just gonna say ditto.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Connections. It's really about the
Yeah,
connections.
it's being able to hug someone, right? Or shake hands if you're not a hugger, right? Like, but just being able to see the people that you connect with on LinkedIn or over email. I think so many of us, it's such a large community, but it's such a small community as well. Yeah. So it's just great to see
all know each other's sides.
everyone in person to make those connections live.
And Brian, it doesn't matter what industry, like the same type of issues are, cross-border into different verticals, different types of populations. I think everyone has similar challenges, but they also have, similar knowledge of best practices that they can share as well. So, some companies are a little bit further ahead than others that attend. So it's good to see that camaraderie and, the conversations that actually take place.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I always find that global mobility is quite a lonely profession in some ways. That if you look at, if you like, big HR, there's dozens and dozens of people in your companies who are working in HR, maybe even hundreds. You then get into little old global mobility, and it maybe there's 1, 2, 3 of you in the team. And that's why we need to communicate with each other, because some of the other people in the HR team don't even know what we do. They don't get it. And they don't get the complexity that, one day we're talking about immigration, then it's tax, then it's relocation, then it's housing, then it's cultural training or language training, international pensions. I mean, the list just goes on. And, we've got to be masters of all these different areas of business.
Yeah. Right? Yes. All of them are agreeing. Yes. And, Brian, I'll say one other topic that is of mind is technology.
Let's talk about
AI, and connecting systems and getting out of the manual workflows. We heard a lot about that over the past couple of days. So, yeah.
it's
So
good
let's,
to
let,
go
let's,
to
talk,
circle
let's,
back.
talk, let's talk about a bit about technology. I mean, this is Benivo at the end of the day. So let's talk a bit. We got to, because I mean, to me, probably the biggest trend we've seen over the last 12, 18 months has been AI and what it's starting to do, whether it's something as simple as using a GPT or some other large language model, or it's something more sophisticated than that in terms of personalization, like, you know, the digital humans or the other things that are coming down. But what's the vibe around AI that you're seeing, Meredith, around ERC?
I think from my perspective, I think how are other companies using it? How are they implementing it? How are they looking at compliance and governance? I think you guys would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
You know, how can you make the tools work for you in order to, you know, give the teams more strategic tools and save time? And I don't know, what do you guys want to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that I would add on is understanding how you're leveraging it for efficiencies within the organization, but additionally as a resourcing. Where's the data coming for the resource for? I think, Brian, you said there's other HR colleagues that won't have questions about immigration that have no background around it. You want them to access it from a secure site. You don't want them to go to ChatGPT and say, you know, and that pulls information from all over the web. So again, we're taking a look at how can we have maintained the integrity of the program, the information that we can share with our colleagues for them to make to educate themselves and make better decisions.
Absolutely. And Meredith, maybe you could just say a little bit about mobility intelligence, because I know that is reshaping our industry.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about that because I mean, obviously, you know, yeah. Okay. Oh, Francisco's got to sneak out. Bye, Francisco. Bye, baby. Thank you. Yeah. So, you know, Carol and I, we were in there this morning. And so when we're talking about mobility intelligence, it's really creating specific AI tools that are driven by corporate professionals like Carolyn, you know, where they have specific information that now they can go in and ask an immigration question. You know, the tool is very refined and it's trained, and they can get answers back in 60 seconds on tax, on immigration, on policy. And now with the tools that we've built, and, you know, Carolyn's been on the forefront of this, you know, now they can even like talk to their data. So they're using AI to talk to only their data, and they are able to get instantaneous information. Carolyn, what would you want to say on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. And I think the key that we even talked about this morning was that it's data at your fingertips, right? Where you can crunch those numbers without having to spend hours on a spreadsheet. But then when you're looking at that mobility MI, right, to get immigration information or tax information, it also takes into consideration your own corporate policy implications and kind of blends that in. So you're not necessarily getting everything, while it may be correct and factual, right, from those entities, right, the tax authorities, the immigration authorities. It's specific to your program, your policies, so that you have the right information that you can present to your stakeholders with confidence, for sure.
And Meredith, I mean, I mentioned MI, but for those who don't know what it is, I mean, I know it stands for mobility intelligence, but tell us a bit about the concept and what mobility intelligence does.
So, mobility intelligence is a tool that Benivo created using AI and prompt engineering and low code, no code in order to produce these specific information and results for our clients and any part of their program or any challenges that their organization is facing. So they're very specific trained tools on each client's policies, whatever, you know, the information. They're the ones writing the rules, and we're training that for them so that they can get instantaneous answers. And it's not just for the inside teams that are supporting their internal key stakeholders, but the employees as well. So now they can access information 24/7 and get accurate details concerning their policies or concerning questions on travel or whatever that looks like.
Okay, and tell us, I mean, the other thing that was demoed, I know at this breakfast you had this morning, and we've been talking about it at other events, was the digital human. So tell us a bit about that. And Carolyn, was that the first time you'd seen it? And what was your
No, I've seen her before with our Benivo team. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool technology, and I think it allows employees, like you had said, to 24/7 have access to someone to help explain their policy and answer their questions. And it may be a population where they don't get a ton of support, right? We talked about our lump sums, our early careers where, right, they're not the, you know, the home sale programs and the executives that are getting that hand holding. So I think this really gives them, you know, an opportunity to talk to someone about their policies. And it, you know, kind of allows my team to sleep at night. So we're not getting calls at 9 o'clock at night. They can just go to the tool and, you know, chat with their virtual coordinator.
Yeah, it's
I
really
must say
cool.
the
I
thing
mean,
that-
oh, sorry, Brian, go
You
ahead.
go ahead. No, I was going to say that one of the things I found really cool with the digital human is that not only does it give you the answers and you have a conversation, but you can turn around to it and say, well, actually, sorry, that's not my first language. Could you repeat that in Spanish or Italian or Japanese or whatever? And, you know, she'll repeat it in that language. And then also afterwards, you as the manager can get a message to tell you about the tone of the conversation. You know, was the person happy or not happy with the way the conversation went? And this sort of tonal, they call it sentiment analysis. It's just mind blowing what technology can do. But Meredith, you were going to say.
Yeah, I know what I was going to say is that even this morning, I mean, you know, we had a large group that came in. It was amazing. They were in shock. And I mean, it really got, you know, them thinking and going, oh my gosh, this is where we're heading and how innovative. But the other thing was like being able to speak in like 30 plus different languages. It's very difficult to find a rental consultant that can speak 30 different languages, right? So it just, I mean, like, I know
There's nobody
I
in the
don't.
world. There's nobody in the world that can
No.
do it.
And
No.
so, you know, and to be able to, you know, be trained and specific and give them that access, it was pretty incredible. So, you know, everybody walked away with like, wow, this is where we're heading. It was innovative and we're glad we were there.
Okay. What I suggest now is let's actually bring Laurie into the conversation. Maybe
yeah.
Meredith, can we just turn it around?
Yeah,
Meredith,
I'm going to focus
maybe
on Lauren now.
If Meredith holds the camera, so
Yeah, I'm going to hold the camera. We're switching places.
okay,
Right.
let's turn it around.
Ta-da.
Laurie, let me ask you. I know you're a first-time attendee at ERC. So what have you got out of it? What have you felt so far, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
You know what I've loved? First off, I've felt welcomed here from the moment I got here. And you can see how strong the community is. And at some of the events last night, hearing from people that they actually have bumped into people that maybe they worked with 20 years ago and haven't seen them. And I know I experienced that yesterday too. And just that feeling of getting to hug these people was incredibly powerful. And I don't know, there's just a feeling of camaraderie, helpfulness, and community when you're here. And the in-person thing like those guys talked about is huge.
Absolutely. And so maybe we can just have for the last few minutes, another little wander around. Maybe you can show us what's going on in the conference.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my. Okay, we're in the exhibit hall. Like, let me
cookies. Oh, is that what this is?
Okay, so go closer so we can see.
Oh,
wow. What have we got here?
The quick answer is absolutely yes, please.
Awesome.
It's cookie.
Tennessee. Michael from Tennessee. Good to see
Look.
you. Oh, yes, absolutely. How are you?
These are
Yes, live on air hugging. This is community bonding as we see it.
Let me see, just so y'all can see. Look at these cookies.
We have 800 more cookies.
Okay, that's so cool.
Brian, they only have 800 cookies or so here.
Yeah, sadly, I'm not there to have one.
Look, there's one with a gummy worm on it. Can y'all see that?
What's this one?
This is evil. All our audience are looking at this and thinking, I want one. It's like one of those baking shows.
Look, Laura's already trying one.
I won't say.
How is it, Lori?
Oh my
How
God.
is it, Laurie? How is it
Patty
going?
cake. It's my favorite. And look it has brown and orange sprinkles. So it's like very Halloween-y. I love it.
Yeah.
So we got everybody, the session's about to let out. We've got all kinds of different, like, you know, supplier partners here.
Yeah, let's get to see some of the booths.
Oh, perfect. All right. We'll go over here.
Just keep walking. Let's see what we can
Yep,
who we can
we're
see.
going right here. Y'all are live. Say hi.
Hey, who?
Ah. Oh, look what they have.
We live on. I guess we have a bunch
The
of
view from the top. We got Brian Freeman.
You're live. That's Ogletree. Hi, Ogletree. Shout out to
nail pop Tide pens.
They got all kinds of stuff.
Okay, we've only got a couple of minutes, so let's move on and go around the hall.
Yeah, so we got all this going on over here. I don't know why we have a Christmas tree, but we do. And there's
Christmas
Mark
tree
Fred.
solid.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. See, all kinds of good stuff happening here. Like, check it out. This is awesome. I know we got all these booths, all these wonderful people. They're all here. Oh, you got to see this.
That's Carter's. Well, shout out to Carter. Carter, you're live on air.
You're live on the air.
Oh, awesome.
Tell us what you got on your head there.
I have a little wrench going on, splitting headache.
He's got a splitting headache.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'll be all right.
That's brilliant. Look, okay. You're live on the view from the top. Who else have we got?
Well, we got to come over here so you can see this team. Let me show you here.
This
All
way.
right, say hi, Michelle.
Hey.
That's on the view from the top. Look, here's Brian.
You're live on air.
Yeah, how are y'all liking it so far?
Loving it.
Loving it.
Loving it. We're ready.
Great show so far.
They're coming. We're ready.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can
So-
see you. Who else have we got there?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see who else we got.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how many more
We got all
can see.
kinds of great people coming. Wave, see, say hi. Here we go. We got more folks here. Say hi. Yeah, y'all are live. Look at this.
Yes, so much fun. You're live on the view from the top.
You're on live view from the top. So say hey. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then we got our KPMG folks over here too.
Hi to KPMG.
Yeah. And look, they've got look what they got going on here. This is so cool. Yeah, and then they're doing like a putting thing with like food or something. We got a golf.
We are now running out of time, I'm afraid. So, Laurie, I'm going to bring the others back on stage.
Okay.
I'm going to bring Tally on stage. I'm going to bring
Perfect.
Tom on stage. I think we've lost
Laurie, we're going back.
Julie, who had to go to other meeting. This has been so much fun.
This is hilarious, my God.
Thank
This
you,
is
Laurie and
I'm
Meredith. You guys have
already
been
tired.
stars.
You girls
Amazing.
are going to do it
Thank
today.
you to Tom for everything you did. Sorry, we had a technology blip at the end. Thank you to Julia and to Julie Barron. This has been.
Thank you to Laurie and Meredith. You're so such game. You're running there like you don't need gym anymore today.
We have so much fun. Thank
We
you.
are back next week.
Thank
We've got
you.
the Chief People Officer from Burson, Azare Montoute-Lewis, to talking about the power of change and things that are going on in there, and AI and culture and so much good stuff. We said beyond the hype. Anyway, we are out of time, everybody. This has been the view from the top. It's been amazing. And don't forget to nominate your top one. Take care, everybody, and have a great week. Bye.
Bye.